WAN interface. And if you have any other additional interfaces, we can simply go ahead and enable. As of now, these loopback interfaces will be tested as my logical interfaces for testing the policies. And this is going to be my connected interface. Now, once we enable the FTD, I'm expecting the neighborship has to come up. So once we enable the FTD of OSPF, we expect the neighborship has to come up between the router 1 and the FTD. That is something what I expect. So we'll go back to my FTD here, the FMC console, from where we can go to the devices, and under the device management, we already have the FTD1, which is already aligned, and it is already pre-configured with the IPs. So we just go ahead and configure the IPs here. IPs are already done. So we go simply to the routing directly. And now here there is an option of virtual router. Now this is basically the VRF kind of thing, which we'll see a little bit separate. As of now, we just go with a default global. And what we'll see is we go and enable the protocol. So as you can see, the OSPF, RIP, BGP static routing is supported. So in our case, we'll be running the OSPF. Again, OSPF v3 is for IPv6 OSPF. So as of now, we go to the OSPF 1 and we'll enable the process ID 1. In my case, it is a normal router, so it's not redistributing anything. In the future, if it is redistributing, I'll change the role to ASBR, which is redistributing the routes. So as of now, I'll keep it as a normal router. And that's it. So once we enable the OSPF process ID, we need to add the area. Now, in my case, I'm adding the area here, like the area, the process ID is going to be 1. Area ID, we can just leave it 0. As of now, I'm using just one area, that is 0. And the type is normal. Again, if you know advanced routing options, if you're using stubs, then you can enable it. But normally, we just go with the area 0 with a normal area here. And what networks you want to advertise. We leave these values to the default if they are redistributing. So here I need to advertise 192.168 network. So if you don't have the object, we need to create that object. Okay. These are the default objects what we have. So I can click on add and I can say that the LAN network, which is my 192. And that is going to be my network 192.168.1.0 subnet with /24. We click on save. So whichever the network you want to advertise, you have to mention that network. And if there's no object there, you need to just add that. Now, similar way, if you have multiple other interfaces also you want to advertise, we can enable it. Like in my case, let's say if I want to enable the OSPF here as well on the DMZ without any issues. Let's say in my case, in my example, let's say I want to enable the OSPF completely here. Maybe this is all I want to run OSPF so that they all can exchange the routes. You can run that. That is something what is recommended. You just run one simple routing for all. But in my case, I just wanted to keep it separate so that I can also do redistribution. But a general practice is always you run the OSPF 1 here and you run OSPF here as well as here. Okay. So we can do that. It's up to you. In my case, I'm just using a different routings just to do redistribution kind of thing. But normally we just keep it same. Let's first only do the one side where I'll go to my FTD, FMC here. Authentication cost, I'm just leaving it to the default. So we click OK. Now this is going to add the network, the area process ID, adding that LAN network here. And that's it. In the future, if you want to redistribute, we can get into these options. As of now, we don't need. We just test the basic OSPF configuration, enabling the OSPF. And once you save the configurations, the next part is we simply click on deploy. Once we deploy, we should start the deployment process, select the FTD, the same process here. And you can add the nodes OSPF configuration. and we can simply click on deploy to do that. So once I'm done with this, what I expect is I'll go to the router 1. Once I finish the deployment process, I'm expecting some neighborship has to come up between the router 1 and the FTD. That's what I'm expecting here. So let's wait for this to go ahead with the deployment process. So as you can see, the deployment process is being completed, and you can also see this notification from here as well. And what I expect is I should be able to see the neighborship message, which is something as expected. And also we can use the show IP OSPF neighbor command from here. And likely if you go to the CLI, you can verify the routes as well from here. Show route, basically the show route OSPF. So we can see those loopbacks are coming, and most likely if everything is perfect, I should be able to reach out those loopback interfaces as well. So this is simply confirming that we do have the reachability part, and this is what we do. Okay. So the same way, if you want, you can also enable the OSPF between the FTD and the DMZ 3 and 4, just to make it same. We can do that. That's something what recommended. We'll keep one routing for all. But let's say if you want to keep a different routing where you want to redistribute only selected routes, and you can do some kind of filtering. In that scenarios, you generally run different routings. In the lab environment, just to show you redistribution also, we'll be using a different routing here.